Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Brian's Bench. Today's topic is high school class reunions, and we'll talk about that right now. How to prepare for it, and what you can expect at your high school class reunion. Ever been to one? Well, I went to my first one last year. Actually, I went to a party a year in 2022, but not an official reunion. But last year was a big class reunion. Okay, so, how do you prepare for it? Well, I wrote a book about this whole topic here. Back to the Halls, a guide to surviving and enjoying your high school class reunion. There it is right there. And I followed my own advice in this book because what I did was what you're going to get at your high school class reunion, most you're going to get a notice in the email or possibly the U.S. mail when it's going to take place. So my advice, what I did was I booked my airline flight several months in advance. I also booked an Airbnb versus a hotel because I didn't want to stay in a hotel, and that worked out pretty well. So again, book your hotel airline flight ahead of time. That's done. Secondly, if you have a friend that's going to meet you there, it helps a lot. What happened to me was a friend of mine took me to and from the event because I did not run or rent a car. I do not do that. So a friend of mine took me to and from the event. This was a 2-day event. It was going to be 3, but the third day was canceled for some reason. I don't remember what it was. So it was a 2-day event, and my job was the official photographer. That can be very busy, which is very good for me. So I got there, and what can you expect? Well, I was a little bit nervous because I hadn't seen some of these people since graduation way back when, many years ago. So what can you expect? Well, there are people that you like, some people you don't like. How do you prepare for that? I talk about that in the book here, especially when it people that were bullying you in high school, not friendly to you, and all that. Well, I talk about that too because a couple of people that I did not want to see, and there they were at the reunion. There they were. I didn't talk to them. They avoided me. I avoided them like a plague. I don't want to talk to these people at all. So you can expect that too. So what I did was, again, had a friend of mine take me to and from the event. It was a two-day event. First night was I had this outdoor restaurant kind of place. Very nice place. I had been there before, and it was very nice, very well done, beautifully decorated. All the tables really nicely done, and everything like that was catered. All the dinner was catered, so you didn't have to worry about any of that. But my job was taking pictures. So my job was walking around taking pictures of people who are eating dinner as they're arriving at the venue, as they're signing in, getting their name tag and everything else. You're gonna get a name tag. We got a lanyard, which were really nice. And that's what happened there. And so my job was to, as they're walking in, take pictures of them and all of that, walk around as eating dinner during the whole eating that night. I did that. So the thing is though, I found that most of the people did not want to talk to me. Why was that? Because in high school, I was probably the least popular member of our class. The least popular. If you're popular, you have a lot of friends, that's great. I had some friends, but they were friends of mine, they're classes below mine, like juniors and freshmen. I didn't have too many friends in my um, graduating class. Some were longtime friends. There are a couple of people that have been friends of mine for many years. Most of them that were not. So that was kind of interesting how that was going to work out. So if you've been to a high school class reunion before, you know what to expect. But you don't know is that it's unpredictable how it's going to go. Thankfully, the music that was select was very nice, low key, not too loud. Uh, that helped a lot because sometimes they have these parties that the music is so loud you can't even think. When I went to the party back in 2022, which is like a high school um, party, but not an official reunion, they had this loud band. It was so loud you couldn't even think. It was really, really loud. Thankful this time it wasn't like that. So you could expect that too. There was dancing, but I didn't see too many people dancing that night. Um, that was something that was kind of surprising. But the main thing was that I noticed one thing very soon. People went into their own cliques, their own groups, their own people that were friends together for all those years back in high school. You remember how in high school, cliques, certain groups they're always together like that? That's exactly what happened on both nights of the reunion I went to. So my thing was that because I was not part of those groups, so to speak, I was not invited to sit down at all at any time. No, not once. I walked around, took the pictures, but after a while, you're kind of done with that. But nobody invited me to sit with them at all, not one time. Twice I sat down. People said, "Oh, that's our seat." No, that's our seat. We saved. Well, that seat is saved. Get up, Brian. You have to leave. So I did. The second night was really difficult because it was in a bar, and most of the event was outside in a patio outside the main bar. And that's how that was. It was catered with pizza and all that was fine, but much closer, much smaller venue as compared to the first night. So again, cliques developed right away. People had friends forever and ever, and I found that I was shut out. I stood there taking pictures, but after a while, there's nothing more I can do. I just stood there thinking, what am I doing here? So I left pretty early the second night. I talked to one person we wanted to talk to. I went trying to talk to her for a long time. She was our high school. Um, uh, she was part of the really popular people of our class. Very nice person. High school homecoming princess. That's what she was. Very popular. Very nice person. I talked to her, thankfully. But for the most part, I didn't talk to many people. And that was okay. But what you'd expect here is just unpredictable. My advice is just to go there with a grain of salt, a whole bunch of salt, and try to talk to people that you know and people you don't like. Just avoid them. Don't worry about them. You're not obligated to stay there long at all. You don't like it, just leave. I almost left the second night. The second night, I left very early. I just fit. This is not. I don't fit in here. That's just the way it was. So overall, my experience with high school reunion was mixed at best. I'm glad I was a photographer, kept me busy. But other than that, I talked to a few people. For most of the part, it was just a waste of my time. But do I recommend going back to one? I don't know. I thought of myself, will I go to another one? I'm not sure. But the main thing is prepare yourself for anything that can happen, and don't worry about leaving early. Just you don't like it, just get out of it. Just go home. It's not a big deal. So anyway, that's my experience with high school reunions. Again, check out this book. It's very helpful preparing for your high school class reunion. It's really good advice here. So I want to say about this topic. I'm talking about something else coming up soon here on Brian's Bench. Have a great night, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.